Well, hi, Anne. Thanks for coming here today. As we talked, my second series of interviews is called May Never Retire. And so, based on that, how many years have you been working?
Oh, I think forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't call what I do work. I'm a creative soul, and I keep moving to places that need help.
I know you're planning some new projects.
Yes.
Are there any of them you can talk about right now? I know there are some you can't talk about.
Yeah, it's going to be a different kind of grocery store. Of
Mhm.
course, I'll keep the spices.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to be like a grocery store that there is none like, there isn't anyone in the world like it, literally.
Okay.
And I want a chain of them. So that's what I'm going to do, and it'll start within a year.
And will that take over the upstairs as well?
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
even the roof.
Mm-hmm. Sounds interesting. We'll have to have another interview
Yeah,
after
after
you.
we do it.
Yes. Uh-huh. Okay, and I was going to ask you if you would talk about coming to Washington State, and then
Well,
you.
we moved, Charlie used to, when we lived in a little town in population 150
Uh-huh.
in the country in Illinois, and he was head of Simonides Corporation
Okay.
at a young age, and he had a heart attack.
Oh dear.
And so he decided that he wanted to live, and so he got his degree in psychology.
Okay.
And he took the first job he could get that paid anything like $7,000 a year or something awful,
Okay.
that was out here on the West Coast because he loved the Northwest. And that's how we moved out here.
So did you move directly to Olympia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we moved in with no money really. He would have been job hunting after he got here, but at least we got here.
Sure. Sure.
And then he died, and so I stayed because I loved the Northwest.
Well, okay. So you were a young mother.
Yeah.
You had
Four
four
kids,
children.
a boat, and a Saint Bernard.
Okay. What did you think? What did you think? Okay. Well, you said that you're always looking for niches to fill. So
Well, I decided
like
I
the
better
boating-
start putting in things I couldn't find in Olympia.
sure.
I hadn't been here more than 6 months, didn't really know anybody,
Oh my goodness.
and so I started putting in things I couldn't find in Olympia with $1,500. That's how little money I had.
Okay.
And first it was things for boaters, but you didn't have to have a boat
Mhm.
to like what we were doing. Tide clocks and port and starboard boat shoes and all kinds of fun stuff like Mystic Seaport in the East Coast.
Okay.
And then, and then I started putting in, one day I thought, I think I'll do a tea room. And I had trouble renting a space, but I finally found a space downtown. And I kept taking over the spaces in the building as they became available. And so when and upstairs of the whole building was available, I thought, I think I'll do a tea room because there's no tea. And so I hired my British customers to be the maids, and I started with a tea kettle and a toaster oven and had high tea on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And it became famous. I couldn't believe it. And so that's my history. All I do is put in stuff you can't find in Olympia, and I'm still doing it.
Well, I first came across your store because you carried some lovely fabrics.
Yeah.
And so was that then an offshoot of the tea room?
Yeah, right.
And you had home furnishings as well?
We have whatever you couldn't find.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. There were trees here, but there were no wreaths or plants or nothing on that order. And this is what, a 6-week dormant period?
Mm-hmm.
Then I found out the reason Olympia was like it was because it was a state capital. And they're all bureaucrats. They think like a bureaucrat. Nobody is one bit creative. Not that I don't like bureaucrats,
Sure.
just the way they are.
Their brains are. Uh-huh.
And Evergreen State College came and totally changed Olympia. And of course we have 3 colleges now, one university and 2 colleges, and they're all very good.
So you noticed quite a big change when Evergreen came into town.
Complete change. It's almost like Berkeley. In fact, it's even more Berkeley than Berkeley now.
Well, I was going to ask you when your business evolved into the herbs and spices that you sell now.
Well, probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
The spice shop is not like any spice shop anyone knows about. It's first place I tried to make it look like a street market in every language. So there's nothing commercial about it. And every single spice in the place has been a request from some customer. I started out with dried mushrooms and asked people what they wanted, and we have about 400 spices, spice blends, spice mixes. And we mail order all over the world, and it's fun. It's interesting.
It is. It's a fun shop. But then when did you decide then to get in the first restaurant that you got in there?
Well, that was when I tried to buy the building became available. First place, the guy that owned it wouldn't give me a lease, ever.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
kept taking over the building.
Where do you think your resolve comes from? I mean, you just continue to thrive.
I don't know, I was born with ideas in my head. I hated school, and I just was born this way. A lot of us in the family are like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are some of the other things that people in your family have created or
they're
done?
all creative. I had a grandfather who had, in fact, I just found out yesterday, 162 patents under his name.
Cool.
For windmills and the like. I had and that was when he was like 19 years old. I had a brother who had 39 patents under his name.
Okay.
He worked for Domino Sugar. I have a son very much like me, but at least he's money smart. And he is a venture capitalist, and all he does is promote all these people like me.
Okay.
And I send him a lot of people. I don't know if he takes them all, but really interesting young people with great ideas. And I find that most real creative people have never fit in a mold, ever. A lot of them never even finished college. And I went to college while Charlie was off in World War II.
Okay.
But I never graduated. I was bored to death. I hated school. I always did.
What did you like to do as a girl? What type of things?
I was a figure skater and ballerina,
Okay.
and I loved that.
Well, I was going to ask you if you would say that you're always learning something new, but the answer, you've already answered that several times. Is you just
All kind. Well,
endlessly.
I have a feel for what's needed in towns, and I used to go to the gift show to see what all the other merchants were buying, and stay away. I would never buy anything at the gift show, and they would all buy the same stuff and then have price wars.
You recently went to Cuba.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. We took Roseanne.
And
Yeah.
who's Roseanne?
Roseanne was my employee.
Okay.
And Bo and I went with her.
Okay.
And we went to sell them spices. And they don't have any food. Fish and chicken, pork, I think. Dumb bread, really dumb.
Okay.
And cabbage. And they have papaya, lemons, very little vegetables, if any. Garlic, braids. And they weren't interested at all in spices. Their coffee was good.
Okay.
It was a fun trip. Very nice.
Yeah. Let's see, how was I going to phrase this? So your 5-year plan then sounds like it'll be getting this new style of grocery store up and running, and then you'll create your
Then I'll
chain.
be dead.
Well, I'm hoping that you make the
I
100-year
will
mark.
be. I will be, but but I think, yay, this is sort of fun.
Yeah. Well, how
I'm not afraid to die. I'm just afraid of living sick.
right, living sick, and then like you said, or just being bored if you didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about other girlfriends? Do you have girlfriends who
They're all dead. Everybody's dead. I've outlived everybody.
Okay. Well, when you first started your spice shop, one of the women who worked for you, you referred to yourselves as the Spice Girls.
Yeah,
That was fun.
that was Lulu.
Lulu? Okay.
Lulu died in 2002.
Okay.
In fact, have you ever seen Lulu's Park? On the sidewalk?
On the sidewalk, yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's famous. It's on MapQuest and everywhere.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
park
fun.
rules. We're having music at the park next September and October. After
Okay.
music in the park,
Uh-huh.
the city when closes, we're doing
Your
music.
Lulu's.
At the park.
And what do you play to honor Lulu?
Well, whoever a musician comes and plays.
Got it. Got it. Oh, very fun.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
12 to 1 on Saturdays,
Okay.
September and October. And the guy that works for me is a musician and a chef, and he's lining up all kinds of people.
Oh, fun guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you know of anybody who wants to be, they can make their own money. You know,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I don't pay them, they just pay.
Yeah,
You know, open their
they can-
case.
Busk. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not rich, but I'm lucky. And at least
A lot of work has gone into that.
At
luck.
least I own my house and my building.